Hi, it's Anna with Create Your Future. Today I have an amazing success story for you from one of my clients who is manifesting an SP, and she got contact after 3.5 years of no contact at all. And it was a situation where she didn't think anything would happen ever because they hadn't been talking, and it didn't look like they would ever on the 3D. And of course, when you are manifesting, you don't take the 3D seriously, which is not so easy to do. That is why you have a coach, and that is why you persist until you get to a point where you understand and accept that the 3D is just a product of your thoughts. So if you are manifesting a specific person and you have a hard time in believing if it could ever happen, then I'm here to tell you that it is absolutely possible. You just need to do the work and persist. Before I jump in, remember that we are giving away free sessions. The details about it are in the description box below. If you would like to try my course, there's a link in the description box below. And if you want me to help you with any of your manifestations, I'm always here. You are very welcome to book a coaching session with me, again from the link in the description box below. So the story of this client was that she had been in a very abusive relationship that ended about 3.5 years ago, and they hadn't been talking. So when she came to me and we got into her story and the background, there was a lot of self-concept issues that came up during that relationship. So even though she was manifesting the SP, we didn't jump right into manifesting him back, because if you get out of a relationship and you manifest them or someone else back without solving the issues that the relationship was triggering, you are of course going to manifest them back or manifest the new person, but you are also going to take those old problems in the new relationship. So even though you are manifesting someone back, you need to realize that you are manifesting a new relationship. You are manifesting a completely new version of them. So you could see this as manifesting someone new. Because it's the new version of them. You need to learn to completely let go of that old version you were experiencing, which this client left because of some horrible abuse during the relationship. So what we did was I suggested we started with self-concept. Of course, the main objective in this was getting to the point of manifesting the specific person back, but we want to get to a point where she felt good about herself and she felt confident while manifesting him, because she was in a place where her self-concept was completely crushed, which happens a lot if and when you are in an abusive relationship that kind of destroys your self-concept, your confidence. You start having doubts whether you could ever be loved, whether you deserve it at all. And those who have had the experience of such a relationship, you risk to get to a point where you think that's normal. And those who get out of those relationships and start working on themselves and start asking questions, they realize that no, this is actually not normal. I was accepting things that I shouldn't, and I was accepting those things because I wasn't loving myself. And that is where self-concept comes in. When you realize that you don't love yourself, you don't respect yourself in a way, you also don't expect others to do it, and they reflect that back to you. So it results in a lot of lack of love, a lot of lack of respect, and that was some of the things that we worked on with this client. So we focused on self-concept for a period, and it was just the beginning. And by the way, I have had another success story very similar to this a few videos back, if you have watched it, where again we worked on self-concept, and her manifestation came before we even got to the specifics. So self-concept is a very powerful tool. In this story though, we started with self-concept, and she got a huge movement with that. So now we're taking that and going further. So we started with focusing on her mental diet, on self-concept specifically. So the affirmations we would use were, I am loved, I am respected, I am important, because those were the things that were very important to her, because she felt she wasn't loved in that relationship, she wasn't respected, her opinions weren't respected, her feelings weren't respected, and she felt like she doesn't matter. And that came through in different ways, and those things can manifest in very different ways for different people, because we have different stories and therefore also different beliefs. And the same belief can look different for different people. So she started affirming those things. The first thing that happened, and the first thing that should happen in all manifestations that we kind of take for granted, is she started feeling better. And when you start feeling better after you start affirming your end goal, her end goal in this period was feeling loved and feeling respected and being confident in being herself. That's the first change that happens. We have always said that change comes from the inside, and you are changing only on the inside. The outside follows you. So when you look on the outside to have a proof that your work is working before the change happens on the inside, you kind of don't get it from the outside first. So it results in a lot of disappointment. So therefore, I really suggest that you always look on the inside. Have I changed? Have my feelings changed? Have my reactions changed to life? So that's the first thing that happened. She started feeling better, and she started when she started feeling better, she also started feeling more calm about her main manifestation, which was the SP. So, and there's another problem that people have with this. A lot of clients ask, like, what if I start feeling better about myself and I don't want my SP anymore? Well, if that happened, you will feel good about it, but that happens rarely, actually. Don't get scared about feeling good about yourself and improving your self-concept. You will want your specific person, but you will demand respect. So it will be a different you wanting a different version of them. So you level up, and you also level them up, because you will have the confidence to imagine and demand a better version of them because you know that you deserve better. So again, don't get scared. This is for those of you who are worried that you will not want your SP anymore if you start feeling better about yourself. So she continued working on her self-concept. Something else, by the way, that happens a lot with my clients is that they fall in love with the process of manifesting a better self-concept because that starts manifesting from everywhere. And the reason I suggest you work on your self-concept is exactly because it gets reflected from everyone, everywhere, all the time. So you improve your self-concept and your relationships in general improve. You start wanting better things, you start manifesting bigger things, you start not caring about less important things, so your whole life just levels up. And I have said this many times before, with a better self-concept, when you start manifesting something, let's say a specific person, you start on a whole different level with your confidence. And like, imagine someone with a self-concept who is constantly asking whether or not they deserve the love, and someone with the self-concept that says, I deserve it and I will have it. So those are two people, or two versions of the same people that start the same manifestation on two different levels. So always go with the self-concept. So long story short, what happened was that after 3.5 years of not talking at all, not a single word, this person, her SP, decides to write her a letter where he apologizes for everything he has done. He has understood that he was wrong. He apologizes for treating her like someone who wasn't important, and this was one of her affirmations, that she is important. And in the letter he had said that he doesn't understand how he could treat her like that when she in reality was the most important person in his life. And he went on and on apologizing and telling her that he has come to understand her worth, and so on and so forth. So this was a big movement. Of course, it gave her another confidence boost. And this is another reason why you could manifest in steps, because the self-concept work on itself will give you a lot of confidence boost, because first you will feel better about yourself, second you will see it reflected back to you from everywhere, and then things start to manifest, and that gives just another confidence boost. So that was one thing that happened. Another thing that I want to mention in this story is that she had blocked him everywhere. Like on every app, on every social media, he was blocked. His number was blocked, and he decided to write a handwritten letter and send it to her parents' house. Like, what I'm trying to say here is, I also have clients who worry about how their SP are going to contact them, because again, there's blocking involved. There's I have had clients who weren't on social media at all, so they were worried about how on earth will they ever contact me. Your mind will find a way to manifest it. So this person wrote a handwritten letter in 2022. Like, who does it, right? It's a beautiful thing, but we don't do it anymore. So, and even if, let's say, he didn't know her parents' address, something would still happen that would make him do the whole apologizing that he did for pages. So if you're worried about the how, just tell yourself that your mind is powerful enough to figure out how. There is a way that you don't know. This is, by the way, something that has helped me a lot when I got caught in, I don't see how this is ever going to happen. In that moment, you calm yourself and you say, okay, I don't see how this will ever happen, and it's okay. I don't have to see or know everything. I leave that job to my mind to figure out. My job is to stay in the end, to love and respect myself, and assume that I am loved and respected, and everyone does that. I'm loved and respected by everyone, and your mind, which some people call the universe, will figure out how to bring that to you. So I really, really hope this story inspired you to keep going. And I also want to mention that at times it felt very impossible for this client of mine to believe that this could ever happen, and she was about to give up 1 billion times. And this has happened to a lot of my clients who have manifested their SPs, that during the process, for periods, it looks like nothing is happening and they want to give up. Like, I don't think this is working. I don't see anything happening. 3D is not moving. So I don't see the point of this. And my job as a coach was to help them to start believing again, persist a little more, because you can always give up. Like, that's the easiest thing to do. That if it doesn't work for you, you can always give up. But if you give up, you don't get the results. And I want you to have the results because you are manifesting a beautiful thing. You are manifesting a loving relationship with your specific person. You're manifesting a better version of them, and with a better version of you too, because let's take this as an example. She was in an abusive relationship and she was accepting it. That's not a good version of you. She became the version of herself who started believing that she deserved love and she deserved respect. That was a better version of her. So she manifested a better version of herself, and she is definitely manifesting a better version of him. So this was a huge movement in her manifestation of her specific person. But the work she had been doing so far was self-concept. We will definitely continue working on the self-concept, but now it's time to start manifesting the specifics of this relationship. But this was a huge, huge movement that gave her faith back in manifesting and in herself. And I really hope that it did exactly the same to you. Persist, even though it looks like nothing is happening. Something is always happening. Your thoughts are powerful, and it's a superpower that you have. Your thoughts, your mind are the most powerful thing that you have. So use it wisely. And if you need any help with your manifestation, I'd be happy to help you. And have a beautiful day.